Hello and Annyeong. This video presentation is the paper review about application of fuzzy logic, a review. The content of this video presentation are letter A, who have done the work, letter B, what were their goals or objectives, letter C, what were the research questions, if any, letter D, what were their methods in terms of but not limited to. Number 1. How have they gathered relevant data? Then, who are the participants? How is the data gathering set up? What are the tools, techniques used in the data gathering? Then number 2. How did they form the dataset? How did they process the data? And how do they develop the model for fuzzy logic? Letter E, what were their findings? Letter F, what were the gaps in their studies or findings? Then, first is, who have done the work? Miss Kumal B. Aplinchwar, ETRX, and Miss Rupali S. Kokate, BLSI, and Embedded System have done the work in this paper review, entitled Application of Fuzzy Logic, a Review. Then next is, what were their goals or objectives? So for the goal of this review paper is to provide a summary of how fuzzy logic is applied across various fields and to synthesize current knowledge and trends in these applications. The paper seeks to highlight the effectiveness, challenges, and advancement in the use of fuzzy logic for solving complex real-world problems. And for the objectives are to provide the fundamental principles and concepts of fuzzy logic, to evaluate the effectiveness and advantages of fuzzy logic in solving real-world problems, to identify recent developments and trends in the field of fuzzy logic, and last, to address the challenges and limitations faced in the application of fuzzy logic. Next question is, what were the research questions, if any? First one is, how is fuzzy logic currently applied across various domains? Number 2, what are the benefits and limitations of using fuzzy logic in these applications? Number 3, what are the recent trends and advancements in the field of fuzzy logic? And last, what gaps or future research opportunities exist in the application of fuzzy logic? Next question is, what were their methods in terms of, but not limited to? First is, how have they gathered relevant data? Who are the participants in this paper review? Ms. Kumal B. Aplinswar and Mrs. Rupali S. Kokate are the participants in this presentation. Then, how is the data gathering set up? So the answer is literature search of academic databases, journals, conference proceedings, and other relevant sources. And the last question, what are the tools, techniques used in data gathering? The answer is meta-analysis or quantitative data, statistical tools, and techniques. Next question is, how did they form the dataset? So under is, how do they clean the data? So by cleaning the data, by removing duplicates, screening for relevance, and assessing quality. Next question is, how do they process the data and or how do they develop the model for fuzzy logic? The answer is, processing data involves data synthesis, thematic analysis, and comparative analysis. Next question is, what were their findings? So the findings were highlighting the broad applicability of fuzzy logic across various fields, including control systems, decision-making, pattern recognition, and data analysis. It emphasizes the method's strength in handling uncertainty and imprecision, making it used for areas like automotive systems, healthcare, and industrial processes. Next question is our last question. What were the gaps in their studies or findings? This identifies several gaps in fuzzy logic studies, including a lack of standardization in methodologies, scalability issues for complex problems, and heavy reliance on domain expertise for system design. Additionally, the interpretability of fuzzy rules can be challenging, and there is a need for better integration with modern technologies like machine learning. It also highlights a lack of standardized performance metrics, which makes it difficult to compare and assess fuzzy logic systems effectively. And that's all. Thank you.